Next, we have a comment in the community forum from Jeff Bryant, and he says, "Hi there, I'm Jeff in Alberta, Canada. I study and practice Chinese medicine and have made a few failed attempts at learning Mandarin over the years. I'm hoping to be able to read some original texts without requiring the sometimes hard to find translations, deepen my understanding of the material, as well as communicate with new people here and abroad and see where it takes me." Yeah, of course, to function in Chinese traditional medicine, you have to have a solid foundation, but you've come to the right place with Mandarin Blueprint for that. It's hard to just skip right to a specialization in any language, because, especially Chinese, because you need to understand how the characters work. But I will say this: Chinese is excellent for this type of thing, medical language, for example, because one of the things that you'll discover when you get into these more specialized areas of Chinese is that Chinese is a great categorical language, so you can just have the essence of a thing be the final character, and whatever comes before it is like further descriptors of it. And this, you can see this in the animal kingdom. Like, this thing is a ma. It's a big four-legged animal that walks on all fours and has hooves. And so, maybe one of them is a horse, but another one is a pony, and another one is whatever. And then you've got Lu, which is a slightly smaller four-legged animal with hooves that don't actually, there might be some classification of it. And then you've got Changjing Lu, which is a giraffe, right? So you look at that and you go, well, I never really connected giraffes with deer, but I can see how in Chinese they looked at those two animals and went, well, they share several characteristics, but then I'll say Changjing, long neck or long backbone vertebrae, long neck vertebrae. And so it's like, well, yeah, there you go. And so if you say that, then you can clarify it's a giraffe. And the same thing would almost certainly be true of Chinese traditional medicine. And so you're going to find that reading the Chinese directly is easier, especially when you're saying that there are many concepts that don't have a direct translation. You'll be able to see elements of the meaning in the character. Of course, Chinese traditional medicine is highly related to the language because it developed along with the language in terms of, Chinese traditional medicine language came before Western medicine language. So there's all of that. And I think that you'll have a great time with that. One of the things that my mind's changed a lot about Chinese traditional medicine over the years. When I first came, I had a fairly typical Westerner view of it, which is to say, like, what do you mean Chinese traditional medicine? If it works, isn't it just medicine? What's Chinese about it? And then I sort of came to understand that perhaps it's the word medicine that is causing the confusion, because we think of medicine as purely curative. Like, it's like, okay, you've suffered a trauma, you need medicine to cure you, or you're ill, so you need medicine to cure you. Whereas Chinese traditional medicine tends to be a bit more focused on prevention, and prevention is tricky because, so you could think of it like a generalist. So like many Western doctors, they're like, I'm a neurologist, or I focus on joints, or I focus on the heart, right? But Chinese traditional medicine is more a general focus, and of course the human body is so complex that if you take a generalist view of the body, you're going to get a bunch of things wrong because there's so many confounding variables. So you say, okay, I think I understand what might be happening with this person's heart because of how it interacts with the liver and the circulatory system. Oh, but I didn't consider that there was something in the endocrine system that made a difference. You know what I mean? Like, or this person's diet, what are they putting into it? How are they breathing? Are they having a blockage in their breath? How hydrated are they? Are they having too much sugar? There's all sorts of elements that could be at play. So when you're a generalist, you kind of just have to go off of anecdotal evidence, what has worked for people in the past, and to some degree tradition, right? And of course, tradition can sometimes is there because it made sense and it works, and sometimes it's there because we just didn't update with the times. So I certainly don't think that Chinese traditional medicine is just correct about everything, clearly not, but I don't think anymore that it's just a nonsense idea. And so I'm sure that you'll find a lot of the direct Chinese in that, Jeff, to be very enlightening as you move forward with that. So good luck to you.